Good evening. This is Magic the Blabbering. I'm Andrew.
I'm Donovan, and this is our guest.
I'm totally Kevin. That'd be me.
That is Kevin. He speaks really lowly, by the way.
My bad, yo.
So, anyways, we'd like to start this off by talking about how we did at the Shadows of Innistrad pre-release. Pre-releases, anyways,
Pre-release I.
because Donovan did a lot, and he also sponsored 2 players. Thank you, by the way.
I'm a sugar daddy.
So, anyways, Triskaidekaphobia is an amazing card.
Yes. The sealed bomb.
It's really ridiculous, but it changes the way that you do combat math and stuff like that in a limited environment.
Mm-hmm.
And
makes Skulk viable.
yeah, although I didn't really see it, what I saw was flying creatures were really good, and
in limited, no.
Yeah, never.
Maybe I'm not good enough at this game. I'm actually really behind in the standard stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the pre-release, but I don't actually know what that card does now that I'm thinking about it.
Get to 13 life, win the game.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It is 4 mana. It's an enchantment. 1 black and 3 colorless. It has 2 modes. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player loses 1 life, and each player with 13 life loses the game, or the opposite. Each player loses the game if they have 13 life, and each player gains 1 life.
Yep.
So it not only does it change how you do math with the gain or lose a life in trying to decide if you're going to burn them and attack them, make them lose a life to try and get them to 13, or if you're going to make them gain life. But it also it can serve as sort of like a buff,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say, right now as we're recording, they're doing the Pro Tour in Barcelona, and Mono Black Enchantments. This and Demonic Pact. That's a deck.
I mean, that seems okay.
I mean, it's a deck, but I mean, is that
Is it viable?
Yeah, somebody actually like this? To me, this looks like something that I wouldn't even put in my binder. I'm not.
Come on.
No, really. I mean, seriously, come on.
It's so much fun, though.
No, it's a cool card. I mean, I like the 13s. Like in the original Innistrad blocks where they did the 13s and throwback to the horror kind of genre, they had neg 13, neg 13. That was a good card.
Tragic Slip is a good card.
Yeah, Tragic Slip is a good card. This is 4 mana, and in standard, if you're gonna use a card like this, I feel like there's way too many ways that they can manipulate their life total. Don't they have pain lands and stuff?
Yeah, there's pain lands, and that's all we have right now, though. So, I mean, yeah, they can take a pain, but this is really good in sealed. It's really good in limited.
I mean, I can see it being good in sealed.
It's interesting. It as I had it put to me recently, it's instead of you trying to reduce their life by 20 or even 10 with infect, you have to do 7 damage to them.
Or 6, because on your upkeep they lose 1.
But
okay.
But
deal 6 damage. That's
the
reasonable.
way that it's worded is that each player loses the game if they have 13 life. Then each player loses a life or gains a life. So it does screw up a whole bunch of things. It was very difficult. I won a total of 4 games, 1 round and 1 game apiece in the other 2 rounds with that card. But it was very interesting because I had to play a lot of madness cards to try and Fiery Temper and the dude that you discard a card and he gets +1 or +2 plus -1 or something like that.
Yep.
It was super fun. It was definitely worth driving all the way down here to do it. Most definitely.
Yeah, and it makes you want to burn yourself sometimes, and not just your opponent. And it gives other cards like Dance with Devils a little more depth, because it's I got a couple Goblin Arsonists.
That can
deal.
shoot you.
Yeah, or you can shoot them, or you can block and then shoot them. It makes burn a little more viable.
How did you do at the pre-release?
My pre-release actually went pretty good. I went 3-1, but I kind of cheated, I guess.
Uh-oh.
I mean, not really. I didn't actually cheat. It's just that I decided that I was going to play red and green, and I got an Arlen in my promo.
Well, that kind of seems like an auto-include.
Well, I mean, like, everything basically was under 4. Like, I was casting at least one thing every turn, every game. Never really had a problem with mulligans.
Yeah.
Didn't need double green, except for one game, which I drew. I didn't actually lose the game that I lost. I couldn't kill the guy at 5 life in the last turn, and I needed a second green. So yeah, it was kind of a bad deal. So we basically rolled for it, and I lost the die roll.
What kind of deck did you lose to? What'd they build?
They were playing like 3 colors, I think. It's like black, white, and blue.
Esper?
Yeah.
But it didn't have very much of an Esper feel to it.
Right, like he was playing, like, the reason why I couldn't block is I couldn't kill him was I couldn't get through this like 1/5 flyer.
That seems okay.
My dude was like an 11/9, discard a card, give him +2, -2. And,
okay.
And like I can't get through it because it doesn't have trample. And then I have 2/3/3 wolves. So like he's playing like one dude a turn to block because he didn't really have anything in his hand and just gonna die. It was unfortunate. I mean, he was a good player. He beat me in game 2 just by going over the top of me basically. Had enough removal, but yeah, Arlen is good. I'm just saying that. In limited, especially. Like, I don't know how much of an impact she'll have on constructed.
I mean, the Kiki Chord list that I played tonight is playing an Arlen Chord. I never saw her, but the synergy seems kind of okay, especially modern.
Is that why her price is still up? I'm actually hoping that after the Pro Tour, her price drops, because I don't have one.
And you want one,
and
you don't
really
want to spend that money.
Yeah, because there's a lot of new tribes in this set, and usually the synergy in a single set's not strong enough to build around. Like, so tonight at F&M, I ran zombies, and even using Nantuko Husks and Fleshbag Marauders and Risen Executioners from the previous 3 sets is still terrible. I went 0-3, just because the removal is so conditional in standard right now.
Ultimate Prize.
Yeah, Ultimate Prize. Grasp of Darkness doesn't hit Archangel of Tithes.
Ouch.
Yeah, just she's got a 5 butt. She got a big old booty. But I really want to try building wolves because that Silver Fur Partisan just seems pretty hot. I've been brewing in my head a Teamer wolf deck. Put in some blue tempo spells like Crush the Tentacles or Slip Through Space.
Slip Through Space seems like it'd be okay.
Yeah, make Silver Fur Partisan unblockable 3/3 plus generate a wolf token and draw a card.
Yeah, that seems fine.
Yeah, draw a card and make a 2/2 token for one blue.
I mean, I'm not real sure, not real positive here, but I think as bad as Avacyn is a card, I think she's like a major focal point of standard.
Oh yeah.
Like,
there's still a lot of like cards to come out, right? Because this is like the first of the
Eldritch Moon comes out later.
White is always a playable color, but I think like in some environments, white either gets like really good with no extra support, and I feel like that's like I'm not a standard player, but maybe that's where it is right now. And then the next set, they print something ridiculous, and white just becomes like the color to play.
Yeah, that's what happened in Theros, and then that's what also happened in Kamigawa too. It was like white was either like really oppressive or really aggressive, and in Theros it was really oppressive.
Yeah,
it was Elspeth and Banishing Light and what other stuff was there? There's some good white removal. There was some good white creatures. It was like, especially in like limited, white was really strong.
Yeah, it had a ton of flyers, big flyers. Yeah, that's a problem. See, like, and they've explained it with the color pie. White has all the answers, but its weakness is card draw.
Yep. It needs support from other colors.
But now you've got a 1-drop Throbbing Inspector that drops a clue.
I mean, you got to spend 2 mana and possibly a turn time walking yourself to draw a card. Yeah. But in the standard environment, it's probably okay.
Yeah.
Just kind of like at the beginning
it puts a body on the board. And
yeah, you get a 1/1 and an artifact that you can sacrifice to draw a card. It's fine.
And if you don't have a turn 2 play, there it is.
You draw a card.
And you can pop it on their end step. A lot of people are comparing it to Elvish Visionary. I prefer the Elf, better synergy, but...
Right.
But, you get a clue, and it's a 1-drop, so it's not too bad. It is a constructed, playable 1-drop. There's not too many of those.
Man.
But yeah, white is way overpowered right now. The removal's way too strong.
Declaration in Stone. It's where it's at.
Unconditional exile effects.
Is it the investigate one? Or
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems okay.
One white and a colorless. Exile target creature and all other creatures that share its name.
Yep, and that player investigates for that many creatures that get exiled.
Yep. So a lot of decks are playing 2-ofs and 3-ofs, which isn't too bad because it... if you splash black, it gives you a better reason to play things like Sidisi, and I saw 3 or 4 people playing Dark Petition. It's that tutor that if you have spell mastery, you get a dark ritual.
Hey, I heard that card's good, except for the part where it's a freaking staple in vintage DPS, Dark Petition Storm.
Yep.
Card's good.
Yep, and I grew up with Dark Ritual, so it gives me a little bit of nostalgia whenever I play it. But yeah, so pre-release, man, that was like 2 weeks ago. I don't remember how I did.
Oh, we should talk about the draft format too. That draft format is very interesting.
Yeah, it's if you can get synergy, it's really strong. Like there's some decks where if you have cards that synergize, super good. So red green werewolves.
Also, spoiler alert: Avacyn is fucking overpowered in draft.
No.
Like I played red white stuff.
Yeah.
And just rolled everybody. It was disgusting.
Yeah, so we did a table draft, and I've done 2 drafts at the local game store. It seems like you have to splash white for removal, because if someone gets a planeswalker, a giant werewolf, Avacyn, if you don't have the Bounded Moonsilver, the Angelic Purge, or the Declaration in Stone, you lose target game.
Yeah. True story. And Nahiri is also pretty good in draft format, just saying.
Yeah. She comes down as 5 loyalty for 4 mana, and then she +2s.
Yeah, that seems fair.
And then she'll -2 to exile whatever attacked her.
Yep.
So she doesn't even need to make a token to protect herself because she's just so big.
She's like Narset. You stick Narset and just tick her right up to 7. Oh, hey, deal with that.
Yep. Wizards loves them planeswalkers with big butts.
That's fine with me,
big loyalty.
Too.
I mean, the +2 is just kind of like the biggest thing for me probably because you don't really see a whole lot of walkers with +2, and I'm not a big standard player, but I look at Harry and I'm just kind of like, where else can this go? And +2, 8's not that far away, so there's a lot of big things you could cheat into play with that. You just add a 3rd color. Like, oh man, here's this random, like an Emrakul. Just take it, and it gets to attack. Oh, returns my hand. All right.
Oh man,
that's fine.
It's a shame it went back to my hand after I fucked the shit out of you.
It's like free sneak attack.
Yeah.
And if it's not, you're basically just like cycling through your deck and you're destroying stuff that's coming at you. Okay, that seems fine. I mean, like, Jeskai in Modern could be a thing, right?
Yeah. Now, okay. This would be an excellent segue into the next section, by the way. Because if you're playing like red, white, blue planeswalkers, you can now play Ancestral Visions and give you gas.
Yep.
So
that's what they needed.
I'm gonna go on record and say that I very much dislike Ancestral Visions, and
that's fine.
I love card draw. Suspend is a fine mechanic. I think. I don't know. I play blue in Modern. Granted, I play Scape Shift, so I don't really know if that counts as playing blue right now because I'm on 5 colors. But just, I don't know. It doesn't feel like a card that I want to cast. it doesn't feel like a card I want to suspend in any list except for like an Esper deck, because they already have Esper Charm, they already have Sphinx's Rev, they have the answers and they're looking for them, and if they're not, then they're looking for a way to win. So Esper's probably not really even a deck in Modern right now, but I feel like it has the most draw potential instead of like a Jeskai deck. But that's, I'm not an expert, I guess. So
I feel like they unbanned it just because we have so many processors. And since the processors are in standard, they're cheap, they're available. Plus, everybody's been playing Eldrazi for the last 2 months anyways.
Yeah.
So, Ancestral Vision's probably not the best card right now.
There is an entire list of banned cards that they could have went through, and what did they do? They unbanned a blue card and an artifact that was part of a combo with the direct statement that says, we want Modern to become a control format. We want blue-based control decks to become more powerful. We want to see more.
Yep.
And that's fine, but I don't think Ancestral Visions was the correct unbanning.
What would you have unbanned?
I still feel like Dig Through Time is probably the best unbanning. I think that was the Dig Through Time / Treasure Cruise banning was harsh. Treasure Cruise, yes, get it out of here. That's fine, because it amped up all those red-blue Delver Pyromancer lists where they were just super oppressive like Eldrazi was. Mm-hmm. But Dig Through Time is a little bit different. You don't just get to straight draw 3 cards. You have to... It makes you make a choice out of 7 cards, and you only get 2. The advantage shifts a little bit.
I mean, maybe, but I can tell you this, as a Scapeshift player, if you unban Dig Through Time, I will love you forever. I will probably be on my knees, sucking your dick and like rubbing your balls. Okay, I mean, this is a good card for me. Like this is a card that makes Scapeshifts push Twin out of top seeds. Like this is a really fucking amazing card for Scapeshift.
You know what deck won't play Dig Through Time?
What deck is what? Go ahead.
Ad nauseam.
School me here. Yeah. Well,
You're welcome.
Saying, yeah. No.
I think it's fine. Okay. I said Dig Through Time with the idea that if you wanted to make Modern a blue-based control format, that is probably the better card. Because it doesn't just draw you 3 cards on turn 4. It makes you work for it. It changes the dynamic of the game even more.
See, I think part of the problem, though, is that card draw doesn't necessarily help control players. It helps combo players. And if they're trying to slow down the format, they don't want to give all the combo players gas.
I mean, that's why they give you...
cares about it, though? That's the question.
I don't feel like most combo cares about that card.
Exactly.
That's why they don't give you Preordain. That's why they give you Ancestral Vision. Ancestral Vision is a generally more powerful card than Preordain, but Preordain's a better filter.
How about Ponder?
Ponder, same thing. Ponder's way better. I mean, if I could play Ponder instead of Searing Visions, like, I would just take my promo Searing Visions and rip them up and, use them as toilet paper. Like, they would be trash to me, if I could play Ponder.
Or how about Preordain instead of Dig Through Time? That might be better. Because you scry 2 and draw a card. That is like...
I'm digging 3 deep, basically. Like, if I'm a Scapeshift player, or if I'm a Thropter Sword player, which, anyway... So, well, I mean, I mentioned Esper earlier, and I'm just kind of like...
Right, now you think about it.
Those are the colors.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play those cards in that deck either. Anyway, so, what are we on, Preordain?
Yeah.
Preordain, as a Scapeshift player, much better. Not as powerful as a Ponder, but don't give me that card either. I gotta be honest with you.
Okay, I feel like it's a hybrid of Sleight of Hand and Serum Visions, because you do... things kind of flip-flopped.
You don't dig as deep, though. And if you're a combo player, that's really all you want. Like, I play, you know this. I don't know if you know this. Obviously, I play High Titan Legacy.
Yeah, you made me play it. It was horrible.
My suggestion is don't play High Titan Legacy. It's a lot of fun. You feel like a Green Lantern, Super Saiyan, Goku, just like powering up your spirit bombs. You like windmill slam your blue Sun Zenith, and they're like, force of will, and then you cry. But it's fine whenever they don't do that. You need to take like 30-minute turns and
17 minutes, actually. And my opponent yelled at me while I was trying to...
If you did only 17 minutes, you're not doing it right. Get out of here.
No, actually, I was doing it better because I was able to make faster decisions, shuffle faster, and win. But he still yelled at me because it took 17 minutes.
You need to go to time or you're not doing it right.
Right.
Okay, so what are some other cards that spiked from the bannings? Obviously, Thopter Foundry, Sword of the Meek, Ancestral Visions.
Let's talk about that. Ancestral Visions hit like $45 the other day. When I say the other day, I mean we haven't podcasted in 2 weeks, so it's been a couple of days.
Yeah.
Thopter Foundry has been creeping. It hasn't shot because a lot of people had probably already either owned the card or had just put it in a bulk bin because it was like 98 cents or something like that right before the unbanning. This unbanning kind of like exploded stuff that didn't need to explode and like decreased other things.
So obviously, if we can learn anything from this, since there's power creep and they're going to start unbanning more cards.
I feel like they're Oprah. It's just like, you get an unbanning, you get an unbanning, you get an unbanning.
Obviously, we all just need to spec on all the ban cards. Buy them all up.
Just buy your sets.
Just buy them all.
I mean, like, fine. What's $20 on, some...
what's $35 on an Ancestral Vision?
Bloodbraid elves or something. Just buy them up.
Oh, man. Buy them sexy-ass effing promos.
Hell yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I had my playset of Black Vice ready. I was like, oh man, they're totally going to unban this card in Legacy. And they did.
And nobody plays it.
Yes.
Good. So you should bring it back. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, like the first weekend, I was at an SCG after they unbanned these cards. And they banned Dig Through Time. And I was playing High Tide with Dig Through Time. And I was like, well, what am I going to do now? Go up and lose. That's what happened. That's what I did. But
good plan.
Yeah, it was a great plan. I succeeded. It was amazing. I even have a video of me in the last round. Like the way they set up the tables. Okay, yes. I was at the very last table, and my opponent didn't show up, and I was the first seat in that table, and there was no one else behind me. It was really cool. So yeah, he was very relentless. I couldn't stop him.
Absent-minded and feral.
Yeah.
Deadly.
Oh God. It's like playing tennis with a wall. It's fucking relentless. there's just, you can't do anything about that. It sucked. But no, I was in an SCG after that happened, and now look what I've done. I've already forgot what the fuck I'm talking about.
You were talking about Black Vice.
Black Vice, yes. There was a person playing Black Vice, and they did fucking terrible. So the other thing though was Nightfall, and that deck it did pretty good. Like it lost to Tom Ross or something.
Yeah,
final seed.
Yeah, bad times.
Yeah, bad times. So that's how much Black Vice affected.
Why aren't we just playing mono blue like Stasis Vice? Just lock him out of the game with Stasis and Vice him to death.
Well, I mean, one, I'm already a terrible player, so that's not too far fetched. Two, I feel like I'm gonna go up and play like tricks. Like, I just want to buy Illusions of Grandeur and just kill people with it. It'll be great. It'll be fun.
That sounds horrible.
It does. And I still
that's like the modern Charbelcher list that I saw. It's like when you just want to like pay $30 to just sit there and just look at your opponent and just go, I scoop. It's like... But
that's... I mean, it's an indication, though, of, like, the power of this card. Like the Dig Through Time, the Ancestral Visions. Ancestral Visions is played in Legacy, but it's only played in
Shardless Bug.
So
because I don't you can cheat it.
Right, you can cast it for free with a Shardless Agent.
Yeah.
So in Modern, there's no real good way to cast this for free. And as far as like Dig Through Time, banned in Legacy.
I just had a great idea. I think Ancestral Visions should go and restore balance.
See? You're going to restore balance with Goblin Dark Dwellers and cast all kinds of Ancestral Visions, or what?
You're making it even better. You should...
Oh, God.
No, I'm just thinking, you're already attempting to cheat out restore balance.
Yeah.
Why not just either Ancestral Recall or balance for free? Balance is a broken card. Restore balance is not broken because it has suspend for like $1 billion. It's like 5 or 6 or something like that.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know, something ridiculous. Just play Gargadon.
Yeah, it seems fine too. Just pay 3 for Draconic Dread. My shit gets +1/+0 until the end of the turn. Yay, Cascade. Oh, draw 3 cards. That's a crying shame, you know? And then untap and then go, Capture Sunlight or something like that. Cost 3. Restore balance. Just start turning the screws.
And then what, your only counter spells are remand? So you just remand your Cascades back whenever you hit your counter spells?
That's fine. Or just Wheel of Sun and Moon. When you Cascade, just put all the stuff back on the bottom of the library.
We're on 5 colors now?
Yeah, it's already playing. The Border Post version plays 5 colors. It plays all the Border Posts so you don't sack them to restore balance. Because restore balance is creatures, lands, and cards. And then you Greater Gargadon out of the game. You just sack all your stuff to Greater Gargadon. He comes off suspend and just goes, smacks him in the face for 9, and then smacks him in the face for 9, and you win.
I'm gonna switch to Scornful Egotist.
That's fine.
It's a really good card.
Did you guys face any brews or anything new or different at FNM since the card unbannings? We seen anything different
really.
spike up?
I
haven't.
Well, that guy was playing the one you were playing against. That guy was playing the Grixis,
Thing and Ice.
Yeah, Thing and Ice control. Or something?
They have. I don't know. There's a couple different Thing and Ice decks. It's like, from my standpoint, it's really hard to analyze that deck because it's like, my creatures are Sakura Tribuilder,
Yeah.
So whatever. So like I'm playing the dude and he's got Thing and Ice in play, and I have a Rest in Peace, and he returns his Snapcaster to his hand. I'm like, okay, I guess
That's fine.
Yeah, you do whatever you
that
want.
Seems
with that.
Okay.
So and in the meantime, like whenever it actually just flips, I just bounce it, whatever.
Yeah, Cryptic Command it. Oh.
I don't like that card. I think it was super hyped for no reason.
I think it's good in Standard.
See,
yeah, Standard's fine in Standard.
There was previous flip cards like that in the last Innistrad. Or, I mean,
I don't think they were Thing in the Ice, though.
Yeah, like Hunt Master of the Fells is a good card. Like,
yeah,
that's a really good card. That gives value for flipping, There was Ludwig's Test Subject.
Hear it in person, but he will certainly hear it later.
Maybe you should say, like,
we'll
he wasn't
Testing.
We good? Hello?
And stuff.
Hello?
Okay, yeah, alright, we're back. Okay, so, we had to pause for a second. Ethan, edit this out, please.
Alright. Iovugan, banned in Modern. Paul was right. You will hear this later. Just listen, Paul.
He had like a 50% chance.
Yeah, I know.
Like, it was either
or Temple.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's done and over with. So anyways, you wanted to talk about constructing in Standard with new sets.
Yeah. So we had a wild couple weeks. It was the Wild West where lots of people don't have all the cards. People are playing messed up decks at FNMs where, you got the couple of kids who bought a case or whatever and they got play sets, all the new cards. But, they'll get steamrolled by the Magic Origins aggro player or something. So... last week SCG Open, 2 best decks, Bant, Coco, and Mono White Humans. Obviously they're both kind of aggro decks. Now, so let's talk about brewing with a new set. Obviously, need to be prepared for aggro. Generally, last couple times it's been, watch out for Goblin Rabble Master, Goblin Pile Driver, Goblin.
The Goblin Driver.
Yeah. This time, though, we don't have goblins in Innistrad. We got devils, and they cost 3 to 4 mana.
They're horrible.
Yeah.
Bad.
So, what do we have that's aggro? We've got Savannah Lions. We've got Expedition Envoys. We've got the Dragon Hunters, or whatever they're called. The 2/1 creatures.
2/1 for 1.
Yeah, 2/1 for 1.
Dragon, Reach.
Yep.
or can block dragons as they had reach.
Yep, yeah, and protection from dragons.
Yeah, that seems okay, right?
That's kind of a cool card.
Seems really good against Ojutai.
Or Thunderbreak Regent, or...
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Atarka.
Block that flying 4/4 dick for days.
Yep, yeah, just... Yep.
Yeah, I went there. It's fine.
Yeah, so, obviously, cards... The only decks that top 16 or top 64 were the decks that knew aggro was coming. They didn't know what color was going to be in, but... Obviously, you're going to run a couple of Planar Outbursts or Languish or Radiant Flames.
Radiant Flames is a big one.
Yeah.
Plenty of.
So, Ramp just kind of got ran over because it's a slow deck to begin with. But the decks that are Ramp won a tournament, I think, last week. And it's because it just main decked Chandra, main decked Radiant Flames, main decked all...
Chandra was getting some love on camera.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised.
Red-green ramp, or there's a Naya.
Yeah.
A Naya ramp, Naya mid-range.
I mean, anytime somebody plays a Planeswalker, they're always kind of like super hyped.
Yeah.
I like Chandra, though. I don't know why. I typically hate 6-mana walkers, but...
I mean, she's a 6-mana walker that drops 6 power on the board along with her.
I mean, I just like drawing cards. So,
well, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that too.
she draws cards, she wipes the board.
Okay. Let's just, I got nothing in my hand. Time like a Chandra. Chow.
Yep.
Get this slowly build up. It seems fine.
Yep.
Other things to look at, we've got a lot of new mechanics in this set. A lot of these cards and a lot of the mechanics synergize with the cards from Dragons and especially from Origins. But cards with Madness, you've only got 2 colors in that. So it really limits you to just red and black. Delirium, there's a little bit in each color, but there's so little upside. It's good if you have it, but is it worth paying for to get it? I don't think so. I mean, Mind Rack Demon, hey, that's great.
He's good in current standard, like his rate, but he's no Desecration Demon.
No.
But
no, he's no Gristlebrand.
I mean,
no
Persecutor,
Tormenting Demon,
Abyssal Persecutor.
Abyssal Persecutor.
I mean, I'm okay with that. I like Abyssal Persecutor.
He's a cool guy.
He's got Delirium though. Like, you don't get slapped with 4 life loss in the face if you have Delirium. So
I mean, the only thing
fine.
that I can really say for that is like Rosewater is was he on a 5 or a 6-year plan? It's one of the two. I think it's a 5-year plan. So I mean, they're designing these sets now to where like they're more accessible and playable for people that are kind of like newer, and some of the cards are like spanning different formats. Like a couple years ago, you see Abrupt Decay printed, and it goes everywhere. You see Siege Rhino being played Modern, whenever it's a standard card. You see, we mentioned earlier, Dig Through Time bans because they're playing
Treasure
everywhere.
Cruise all
and
the way to Vintage.
Right. So I mean, like the plan. I think he probably has a plan for some of this stuff. I don't really think Delirium is an amazing mechanic or anything, but you look at Tarmogoyf and you see people having all of these card types in their graveyard all at the same time, and they don't want to like print a card that goes well with these. I will say I'm pretty disappointed in Madness, in my opinion, because I played Standard whenever Blue-Green Madness was a deck. And, I mean, let's face it, like, playing Wild Monger on turn 2, like, they used to be the best 2-drop, and it's still pretty good. But if you're gonna play Madness, and you're gonna play a Madness Unsummon spell...
Yeah.
Just the Wind.
Yeah.
Just the Wind's the blue Madness Unsummon that was just printed.
But like, you get Madness back then that was like Circular Logic. 1 mana counter spell.
Which is pretty good.
Pretty good. You get a lot of Madness Helpers. Breakthroughs played in like Dredge decks. So
Breakthrough's pretty good too.
But like the cards that I see in Madness are a little disappointing. Like, a lot of them have the same mana cost as what they would normally be. You don't really get a whole huge benefit from it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm kind of hoping that, like, the net sets will, because he's on this plan, I'm putting my faith in you, Mark Rosewater, so you're probably not listening to me right now. But if you were, I'd be very disappointed if, you know, just print something fucking
The
good.
next-
Okay, that's
the
all I'm
next
saying.
set's
Just
gonna
print
have
a good goddamn card.
Zero Madness, Zero Madness support,
Yeah.
Zero Delirium. It's gonna be
Like, where's your Genesis, your Riftstone Portals, like your Mana Fixers? Like, where is all this stuff?
Give
you
us
in
at
a
least
vault.
like
Apparently.
far away from here.
There's no wonders. There's no angers. You know.
I want a Madness Ornithopter.
Yeah, there you go.
What, discard and playing for 0?
Yeah,
But he's-
Ornithopter.
It's like a 1/1 for 3 with Madness for 0. That seems fair.
Like, Fiery Temper is the best card they printed, and it's a bad lightning bolt.
Yeah. Hey,
Hey,
to be fair,
Lightning Axe.
okay,
Lightning
you get
Axe
roast.
is
Okay,
Yeah.
but if you Lightning Axe and you throw away a Fiery Temper, you're like, hey, this is pretty good. If you Lightning Axe and you throw away a 2-mana enchantment, you're like, I just could have paid 2 mana for this.
yeah. Or you could have paid 6 mana for the Lightning Axe and felt bad.
Yeah, I guess
The
that's
point
true.
is, the point is, we are talking about the best Madness creature, Heir to Falkenrath. Because if you're
Yeah.
going to be playing all those bad Madness cards, you need a card that allows you to enable Madness.
For free.
And that card right there, you can respond to it. You can respond to the activation as many times as you want. So you can just keep pitching everything. It's like almost like a Phantasmagorian. It's okay. And then there's the what is it, Geralf's Masterpiece? The one where you can pay 3 or 4 and discard 3 cards and
Pay
put him back
4.
on the battlefield.
Battlefield tapped, yeah.
Yeah.
And you can do that at instant speed because you're not casting it, you're
Yeah.
activating its ability. So, yeah, I played that in my zombie deck today, and that's the only time I felt good.
Discarding 3 cards to put a giant zombie on the battlefield.
Yeah,
I mean, that's okay.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, and it gets powered up the less cards you have in your hand. So
Yeah, see, it's slim. So what's going to happen is either there's going to be more support printed for it.
Yep.
Or they're just going to abandon it entirely.
There's got to be more support for it. I don't want it to be
mean-
abandoned entirely because I feel it's very nostalgic, very nice, and it's in a horror set where like Madness is cool.
And Madness is running rampant on the plane right now.
Yeah,
Everybody's freaking the shit out.
The theme is really good. They just need to
have you
make some more
guys
cards.
noticed, like, in the art, like, anything that's got Madness has got, like, creepy tentacles? And, like, in the art, if you look really closely at Incorrigible Youth, they've got, like, extra eyes, extra fingers, extra, like, mouths on their head.
Yep. And I really feel like it's not Emrakul.
No, Emrakul doesn't give things extra eyeballs and tentacles.
He just fucking wrecks them.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like something Emrakul would do. That and the way the story went, like Ugin was just kind of like you guys do whatever you want, I'm leaving. And so he'll if
Well,
he's
I'm pretty
like
sure he was like, Jace, you fucked this up.
Yeah.
You have to fix it. Go find the other 2 while I sit here and I don't know. I'm gonna
Yeah.
sit here and be big and gray.
Yeah,
And
I feel
then-
if he's like the opposite of Nicol Bolas, he's just gonna fall off the face of the world for like 5 years. We'll probably see Nicol Bolas before we see Ugin again.
See, I want to see Nicol Bolas come back and be like, "What the fuck? I leave to go destroy other people's lives, and you're busy doing my job over here."
Pretty much.
Humankind.
Yep. I mean, that's why Avison freaked out. Had the whole, humankind can't protect it from itself, so I gotta destroy it. You know, and then just proceeded to like rape half of Innistrad.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
All
That was
right.
horrible.
Yep.
So how about we?
Okay, so yeah, always prepare for aggro. Don't try building around new mechanics. The synergy's probably not there until like the expansion set comes out. Again, when you're building, plan for like, are you playing at F&M? You know, like, do you play at the same local game store, or are you going to like an SCG Open or something? Know your meta. So, are you going to be playing against a bunch of net decks or a bunch of homebrews?
I think the answer is always yes.
Yeah,
No matter what.
yeah. I don't see too many homebrews at PTQs, but you know, could happen.
That's a shame.
That
Like
deck's
a
got to
wood.
come from somewhere, I guess. But
Right?
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, usually.
I mean, I feel like it's been the last couple of weeks has been a ton of fun. Now that Shadows is on Magic Online, the machine's going to grind out and figure out what's the best value. I still think Eldrazi's good. I think green has finally got its groove back. You've got, not just 2/2 for 2s, but 3/3s for 3, 4/4s for 4. And that was something they gave to colorless for some stupid reason. But now that we've got, like aggressively costed fatties, I think green's going to come back in strength. Just haven't gotten the right shell for it. But it's really important to have a good sideboard. So you want to sideboard for flexibility. What kind of decks are you going to prepare for? Obviously, aggro is going to be good early on, so you want sweepers in your sideboard, or at least some kind of life gain, or something that changes your deck type. Are you going aggro? Maybe just put a bunch of big creatures so you can be mid-range. Do you already have big creatures? Put in more removal so that you go into more of a control shell. Are you planning against if you play against a Pyromancer Goggles deck, do you have a way to deal with that artifact? You need at least like a 1/of to deal with an artifact. You need at least a 1/of to deal with an enchantment. Even if you never see it, at least pat yourself on the back. You're a good player because you were prepared for it.
What if you lose every game?
Well, then, at least you're a Boy Scout and you prepared for it.
Just pat yourself on the back. It'll be fine.
Yeah, hope for the best, plan for the worst.
Get one of those jackets that make you hug yourself, and everything will be perfect.
Yep.
That seems fine.
I mean, I kind of agree, though. Really, because like the people that prepare for the aggro in new set launches are... I feel like they're doing it right. The people that prepare for, like, I'm an aggro deck myself. I got life gain, or I can go wide. I can go over the top. I got evasion. Those guys are winning. The guys that are like, I'm going to turn guys sideways, those guys aren't really winning.
Nope.
Like, they may win some game ones, and they may win some matches, but, like, you're going to do a lot better if you're preparing for everything. If you got removal, if you're a creature deck, if you got board wipes, if you're a control deck trying to combat aggro, that's just going to happen at some point. So...
That's why I don't like standard. It's because there's too many variables. I need to become this, or I need to become that, or I need to...
But you have more flexibility. You're not married ball and chain to your combo. That's not your only win con. I mean, you can...
I don't like standard because I'm lazy and poor.
Yeah.
So I invest in...
I don't want to pay $80 for Jace. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. I mean, at some point I might, but not to play in standard. I don't know. He's alright. I like Merfolk Looter. It's a cool card.
Yeah, but if you just draft enough, you'll eventually have a standard deck or two.
Yeah, but how much money you gotta waste on drafts?
I mean,
I'm fucking terrible at drafts, so I mean, if I go wait, I'm wasting all of my money. I'm sitting there like, all right, I'm gonna play this one drop. This 1/1 for 1 is good, right? It has no abilities. Let's get that. Let's just take it. It's fine.
I mean, you can, but I mean, draft is really, it favors the mid-range player. You just say, I've got a bomb. I've got a couple removal spells. Let's put in some lands and go with it.
This is probably why I had kids, because whenever they get old enough, I'm going to take them to draft, and I'm going to be like, all right, you pick the most expensive card in this booster pack.
So you tell them to draft the Goyf.
Yeah. Oh, when in doubt, always draft the Goyf.
But I mean, that's a strategy too. Like, if you're just there to rare draft, get your value, and then boom, like you draft on Monday, you play standard on Friday.
And you shoot yourself on Saturday.
Yeah. That seems... I mean, I might not even wait till Saturday. I could just go home and, I'm done.
Go out the door and just check yourself out of life.
Or, I mean, you draft on Monday and you play EDH on Tuesday because you got the 1/of you needed.
I mean, I guess it's fair to say that I think about that after I play Legacy. So, whatever.
Yeah.
You'll just go off, cast 8 million spells, and lose. It's fine.
Oh, man, I don't even want to relive that time. That was bad times.
Every night I go through The goldfish.
Yeah.
Just sit there. Oh man, this. Are you gonna counter me? No, because there's not even anybody sitting across the table. Well,
I'm
fuck.
just gonna win.
Are you
gonna win every game?
The other dude's asleep.
All right, so we're about 3/4 of the way through. Let's talk about our top 3 or top 5 multicolored.
I mean, we
cards.
listed 5, and Kevin has 5, but you wrote top 3.
Yeah, I know, because I was trying to keep it, keep it succinct. The best 3. I feel like 4 and 5 is kind of a stretch. Like,
I don't know. My top 5s are all winners.
yeah,
They're all winning always.
Mine are probably terrible. It's just what I do.
yeah.
It's
Your number
fine.
2 is terrible. It's the worst card ever.
Mine?
Yeah.
No, it's
Trash.
no, it's
You know
it's
what?
the best.
That's probably what's causing all the fucking madness on Innistrad.
Actually, I wouldn't doubt it. He got pissed. He got like bored at Theros because everybody's like, "Whoa, we believe in gods." And
Okay.
You probably got.
So, like, everyone with madness has extra eyeballs. No one would expect the planeswalker who has no eyeballs.
he's trying to live vicariously through everybody else.
Yeah.
You get extra fingers because I don't have any. You get eyes because I don't have any.
Yeah, the person you'd expect the least, the one who does not have those organs.
I still think it's
Whatsoever.
Merit Lage. He's gonna show up and be like, "Surprise!"
Yeah, and everyone's gonna be like, who? And then, like, there's like that 60-year-old EDH player at the local game store.
I know that guy.
Yeah.
We used to do-
my day, we used to smoke doobies out of a rolled up card.
Damn it. That's horrible. I can't believe you'd ever do that to a Dark Devs. Anyways, you're first on the list.
Oh, okay. All right. Number 5, Lightning Helix. Does everything I like. Gains life, does damage. Number
Yep.
4, Armada Worm.
That seems pretty good.
Yeah, it's a big dick. I like worms.
Penis worms
Yep.
everywhere.
Yeah, and it's got protection. It's wearing a helmet.
Yeah.
I like that.
So it looks like an uncircumcised penis, or what is this?
No, it's got protection. It's
got
red.
protection?
Yeah. That way.
Have you ever seen
Oh, it's wearing a
Armada Worm?
condom. That's what
Yeah.
it is. Okay,
Yeah.
I got
It's
you.
got a helmet.
Oh man,
Yeah, it's a
I'm real
5
quick.
mana 5/5 that spits out a 5/5.
I'm real quick on the uptake.
Yep. Take off
apparently.
your glasses and
Oh,
it just
God.
looks like a dick. It's. I mean, it's got the helmet and everything. Anyway, okay, number 3, Iridescent Angel.
Yeah, that seems pretty good.
Yeah. Can't lose. Number 2, Siege Rhino.
Get that shit out of here.
Okay, look, I like it. I
Bad
like.
card.
Okay,
Bad card.
so while it was standard legal, I never played it, and now that it's not standard legal, I miss it. But okay,
You miss being hit with 3 damage and having your
You
guys
missed-
trampled over.
You missed
Is
the
that what-
freaking Rhino
No.
Helix?
no, it's
Sick.
because one, it's a Rhino, and Crash of Rhinos was my favorite card forever. 2, like Crash Rhinos. You guys ever played not the first Magic the Gathering video game, but the second one? It's like a top-down RTS game. It's like kind of real-time strategy.
They, like send guys at each other
Yeah,
across the board.
yeah,
I've played
yeah.
that.
like
I
it's
was like, oh man, I'm so excited. This is gonna be real cool. And then
Yeah.
it's fucking I hated
Real
it.
bad.
It sucked dick.
It was real
honestly.
bad.
but
It was
Crash of
terrible.
Rhinos was so awesome
Because you got a whole bunch of
because
rhinos.
like a
Yeah.
wall of wood would just kind of shuffle around really slowly, and Crash Rhinos would just walk around it. And if it ran into the wall of wood, it would literally teleport to the opposing planeswalker and trample them.
Seems good.
Yeah, and so now every time I play a game of Magic, like I'm visualizing this in like 16-bit graphics, going like, all right, this creature hit me, and now it teleports back to the other side of the field.
16-bit graphics is incidentally better graphics than MTGO.
True story.
Oh man.
All right, the other thing I like about Siege Rhino, Abzan colors. So I grew up in a swamp next to a plains and a forest, literally. Like, I grew up in Abzan land.
That
So
seems.
you're kind of like Gambit or something.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
pretty
know,
sure that's
like-
like
Except you
Louisiana.
don't throw cards that explode.
No, like, I just, like, the lore back in the day was, like, your colors came from wherever you grew up. Like, that was it. That was your colors. So, like, I'm Abzan. Just
So
'cause-
you're an asshole.
No, I just like to gain life and
And kill stuff.
kill
and
stuff.
take stuff out of your hand and then trample you And be an asshole. Imagine that.
Get big, gain life, kill everything. Seems like good life advice. That's how to be successful. Be a Siege Rhino.
I'm gonna have a poster that says that on the wall in a gym.
Okay, and then number 1, Abrupt Decay. No white mana, just kills.
No, that's fine. Abrupt Decay is perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good card.
It's gold border.
It does stuff.
Yeah. It's
like
black, green, good colors.
Yep.
Does stuff. It has a speed limit on it, so it's not entirely broken, and it can be countered.
And it's got lots of sweet alternate art.
That one.
There's just that one, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's sweet.
Yeah, it looks cool. There's no doubt. It's better than the Snapcaster promo. That thing's god awful.
You don't like Technocaster?
No, I'm good.
I'm telling you, like, that's gonna be in the future site. We're gonna go from having
Return to Future site.
Yeah, instead of
we gotta go back.
Instead of everyone having
to the future.
Weird metallic limbs made out of twisty metal. What was that stuff called?
Oh man, Ethereum?
Yeah, instead of people having Ethereum, we're all gonna have lasers.
See, I would be
Snapcaster lasers.
I would be okay with like a dragon that instead of it breathing fire, it breathed lasers.
Dude, that was all the white dragons, Sunscorch Region and Dramoka.
Yeah,
I feel like we're getting ready to go into an Austin Powers movie or something. Get some freaking laser beams on my Snapcasters.
Yep, fat bastard's gonna just eat your cards. All right, Andrew's top 5.
All right, number 5, Nicol Bolas.
There's only 3 colors.
The dragon, not the planeswalker, because he's totally just sitting in his chair, all nice and warm, reading a book, ready to fuck some shit up. When he deals combat damage to a player, they discard their hand. He's a 7/7 for 8, and you pay red, black, blue in his upkeep or sack him.
Does he have
Seems
trample?
fine.
No.
I don't. He's got flying.
He just has flying.
Yeah, he just has flying. But I mean, back in those days,
he was a dick.
Yeah.
Back in those days, he had to get through 3 Sarah's Angels.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're playing Grixis and you cast a Nicol Bolas, your opponent is either dead or has already left, and you're just still playing with yourself. That's one of the 2 options.
Nicol Bolas, the commander that watches you play with yourself.
True story. Number 4, also Lightning Helix. Just a good card. Red-white seems to be pretty strong in most formats, just like the support for the colors. So it being able to deal 3 damage and gain 3 life seems pretty good.
Yeah.
It does one of each things in each color. So number 3, Consuming Aberration. It is a horror. It is really big and sometimes really small. We're not going to make any jokes here.
Use your imagination.
Blue, black, and 3 colorless. Its power and toughness are equal to the number of cards in each opponent's graveyard, in all opponents' graveyard, basically. Whenever you cast a spell, they reveal cards from the top of their library until they reveal a land, and then the spell resolves, and then Consuming Aberration gets bigger, and it just gets worse and worse and worse until you just murder your opponent.
It doesn't die to Doomblade, does it?
Nope. It's black.
Does not die to Doomblade, so there you
go. Number 2, Ashiok.
Terrible card.
Madness Weaver. we were just making a discussion about how he surprisingly could be the surprise enemy of Eldritch Moon.
Him and Tybalt went and died in a fire.
Yeah. Tybalt, Ashiok, Wonder Twin powers activate.
That's exactly what we need, a reprint of Tybalt.
Or even a better Tybalt. I want like a red-blue Tybalt.
Yeah, where the fuck's Tybalt?
He was super good. What are you talking about?
Okay, to be fair, he's probably really good in Possibility Storm when you can cast Tybalt and flip a Nicol Bolas. And then just, you pay 2 mana for a 9 mana Planeswalker, and you just wreck your opponent.
Yeah, I mean, I better go get mine. I think my kids are chewing on my Tybalts right now. I'm not real sure. I should probably save those.
Yeah.
They got to be real good.
Yeah, spec on them.
Yeah.
It's 12:02 a.m. Do you know where your Tybalts are?
Dead. Number 1, Phyrexian Tyranny. By the way, almost every one of my cards were either Grixis colored or blue-black because they're just better. Anyways, Phyrexian Tyranny, red, black, blue enchantment. Whenever a player draws a card, they lose 2 life unless they pay 2 colorless. Really good. Just really obnoxious, especially in Commander. Also, spoiler alert, it will kill you if you're not careful. Totally happened to me in the Commander video series that we started when Paul killed me with a white deck. By the way, Paul, you're a dick. In case you're listening.
You're an Armada worm.
Yeah, you're a giant Armada worm. It's fine. I ended up almost killing myself with Phyrexian Tyranny just because it changed the math of me doing stuff because I wanted to cast multiple spells in a turn and had to pay mana in order to not die, and it just I wanted to board wipe and I couldn't because I paid mana to make sure that I wasn't gonna die, and it was bad times, but it was good times.
It was the best of times.
Yeah,
it was the worst of times.
It was awesome.
All right, the tyranny.
All right,
top five.
Guest of honor, top 5.
You know, I'm terrible at this, so we're just gonna start out at number 5. 5 is Vindicate. It's just black and white's my favorite 2-color combination that's not blue in anything else. So, and Vindicate just kills stuff. It's awesome. I don't know. It's good. I also played Standard whenever this card came out, so it was fun.
So you're old.
Maybe. I might be slightly old. Actually, all of these cards I played in Standard decks. So
Vindicate is from Apocalypse.
Yeah.
It's a 1 generic, white and black, destroy target permanent at sorcery speed. Oh god, it's from Arcadian Masks.
Yeah.
No, that's Apocalypse. That's Apocalypse. It came afterwards.
Apocalypse was one of the earliest multicolored enemy color sets.
Oh jeez. Yeah, it's got the Weatherlight in the picture.
Yeah, running away from something.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That was the original Phyrexian invasion shit going on right there. Just, chopping up people. It was cool.
Don't mourn for me. This is my destiny.
So actually in Standard too, there's Anguished Unmaking, and that is a throwback to Vindicate, basically. Anguished Unmaking is not on my list, although I do like that it's instant speed.
Yep, and pay 3 life.
Yeah, 3 life. It's good.
In the
still really good
format, the Standard is probably not nearly as steep a cost as it could be in other formats.
Right. I mean, it's still really good though. So we'll move on. Number 4 is Recoil. Recoil was a really fun card, flavor wise. It's a blue and a black and 1, and you return a permanent to its owner's hand, and that player discards a card. So.
Yep. Instant speed too.
Instant speed. Yeah. So Mark Rosewater designed this card at a time whenever a card called Warp Devotion was legal, and I had a casual deck based around that. So you return a permanent, and any time a permanent's returned to their owner's hand, you discard a card. So Recoil meant you discarded 2 cards. And that was fun for me. Also, it meshes the flavor of blue and black really well.
Yeah.
So whenever you're playing those colors in that time era Standard, you don't really have a good way to get rid of enchantments. And there was a domain enchantment called Tefari's Moat, which is basically like Other Moat except for domain. And it allowed you to have enchantment removal if your opponent had no cards in their hand. So that was nice.
I played a card like this tonight at F&M, Compelling Deterrence, or one generic and a blue, return target permanent to its owner's hand. Then if you have a zombie, they discard.
It was, because during that time era, too, there was no madness. Now there's madness, so that could have a really large drawback. But probably not, because madness cards suck. I think we've been over this, maybe. But,
yeah, let's not beat that horse.
Anyway, number 3 is actually relevant to madness for me, because it's Fires of Yavimaya. Now, in itself,
yes,
red, green, and colorless, gives all your creatures haste. You get to sacrifice it, give a creature +2/+2. So it was good in multiples. It wasn't just a wasted card slot. It was a pump spell. The reason why I mentioned Madness is because I played Seta whenever I won my first F&M. It was a deck called Seta Fires. And what that did is it played Seta Sanctuary. So if you control a red and a green permanent, you draw 2 cards, and then you discard a card, and then you get your regular draw for the turn. So this enabled Madness for Basking Root Wallas, for Arrogant Worms, Circular Logics, whatever you wanted. And you were the aggro deck, and you got to play Wild Mongrels. So you just fucking smash people and roar the worm so nobody could do anything about it. So fuck your life.
Yep. For everyone at home, you can get a play set of each of the cards he's mentioned for $1 each.
They've been reprinted a lot. They are really cool cards, though. They're really fun.
Yeah, you even made it into a dual deck.
Yeah.
Is it viable?
Arc Enemy, Plane Chase.
It is probably not playable in any format that it's legal in, except for something like Commander, I guess.
Creatures you control have haste.
Right, but I mean, as a casual deck, it's fine. It's really fun.
It's Teamer Ascendancy.
Yeah.
Number,
you don't get to draw cards.
Number 2 is a little more recent of a card. Is it Charm?
Yes.
So I kind of mulled around about this earlier, trying to debate on like which Charm I like the best. Is it Charm is the one that's a main deckable charm for any deck that has those colors, pretty much. You get utility, counter a non-creature spell if they don't pay 2. It's like a bad mana leak, but it's still good.
Yeah, it's got 3 modes.
Yeah, killer creature is awesome.
2 damage.
Yeah, so I mean, if something slips through, you don't just have a counter spell, you can kill them. And the other is draw 2, discard 2, looting effect.
Tormenting Voice.
Totally,
Oh no, it's discard 2.
Looting.
Yeah, draw 2, discard 2, and it's totally relevant. Like, I mean, I play Scape Shift. I don't really take advantage of the discard, but if I have 2 extra cards in my hand and I'm trying to search for Escape Shift or whatever the fuck I'm trying to search for, any combo piece, I'm playing these colors. Fuck it, let's do it. And number 1 is Dr. Teeth. So Dr. Teeth is a card called Psychotog.
Yes.
For anybody that doesn't know. And this deck was the bane of my existence for quite a while, and I actually turned over and played this deck. Basically, you get a shit ton of mana in play, you're a blue-black control deck, you cast Upheaval, leaving a blue, black, and 1 other floating for your Psychotog. You cast your Psychotog. Everybody, has returned their stuff to their hand because of Upheaval. You pass the turn. The opponent has no permanence in play, and you have a Psychotog. Comes back to your turn. You get to attack, discard all 7 cards that are in your hand, in addition to the cards that you discard from having your lands in your hand, from the Upheaval. You eat your graveyard, and you just fucking kill them. It was a kind of a really nice creature combo deck back in the day. A lot of really cool cards were played in these types of decks, like Recoil, Shadow Mage Infiltrator, which is kind of honorable mention for me because I love Finkel. Invitational cards are awesome. It's like Tiago and Snapcaster. But yeah, so really fun deck, and plus he's always happy. He's a very nice guy. He's always happy to see you and eat you. So it's fun times. He'll eat your children if you're not careful. And that's my top 5.
Yep, all teeth.
Ta-da!
Just like my first girlfriend.
Ooh.
Surprise!
Yeah.
All right, so
do we want to crack packs? Did anybody bring a pack?
I totally forgot that.
Now, here, open up that drawer. I got 20 packs.
I can open a cough drop.
Open a cough drop.
That seems good.
All right, what's in the rare slot? Honey,
okay,
herbs.
Here we go. All right, let's see.
Open up the drawer.
What am I gonna get in this cough
What
drop
do we got?
package?
What do you want?
We got. There's Fate. There's Cons. There's BFZ. There's Origins. I just got all kinds of shit laying around. Oh, actually, Herpaderp. There's a box of shadows right in front of us.
But I already got a Cons. We're gonna see if I still got the magic.
Yeah, come on. Foil Narset.
Oh, foil fetch land. If we get a foil fetch land, I'm probably running out the door.
All fetch lands.
Well, nope. We got the absolute worst card in the set: Dragon Throne of Tarkir.
Ugh.
All right. You did get this sweet foil forest, though.
Legendary artifact. Hey, foil forest. That's a win in my book. That's going in every deck.
Every card in this pack is bad. Every card.
No.
Wait, what set is this?
Okay. Legendary artifact equipment, 4 mana. Equipped creature has defender and pay 2, tap. Other creatures you control gain trample and XX, where X is this creature's power. Equip 3. So this is that's just
unplayable.
That's
bad.
Okay.
It's bad.
Then we got Salt Road Patrol. It's got Outlast. That's the worst ability ever. Active Treason. That's playable.
Terrible art.
Glacial Stalker. 4/5 Elemental. Rakshasa's Secret.
Oh man.
I like the art. I feel like the Rakshasas didn't get enough love.
There wasn't enough
They're
tribal.
tiger people. That's cool.
They're cat demons, is what they are.
Mardu Hateblade. There you go. You draft that. It's a 1/1 for 1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It gains Death Touch.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Valley Dasher.
That guy's actually okay in limited. I mean,
Yeah, he's a grizzly bear. Grizzly bear with haste. Yeah.
I would probably pick the white guy.
Jagged Scale Boon. That's
1/1 for
terrible.
1,
Tranquil
'cause I'm
Crove.
Bad.
Hey, it's an elk wetland sandbar. There you go.
Ooh, you can play it along with your Burnished Heart and
Elk Tribal.
Burnished
Elk Tribal. Elk and
Coat of Arms or something.
They all died a dual shot.
Or
Arc Lightning. Blinding Spray. That's a
Great
fun
Sable
one.
Stag. Great Sable Stag. That's what I was trying to think of.
Blinding Spray. Creatures your opponent controls gets -4 power and draw a card. That's terrible at 5 mana.
You know what? I love those cards because they're fucking terrible.
Yeah, they
just,
they
like, the
try
worst.
and do stuff that other cards can do, and they're real bad.
A Swarm of Bloodflies.
That's actually...
Whenever a creature dies, it gets a 1/1 counter.
I thought it was okay. If you're playing a lot of creature control...
Yeah.
I don't know in like what
Okay,
format.
Tomb of the Spirit Dragon. That saw some play.
Because you gain life for colorless creatures?
For each colorless creature, yeah. That was like a 1/2 or 2/2 in Modern.
In what? In Mono Siege Rhino?
And more.
That is literally what 80% of standard was.
And then we got a Plains and a Goblin token.
Ooh, Goblin
Yay,
token.
goblins.
You know what?
It looks like a gremlin.
I like the goblins from Tarkir because they all have little butcher cleavers and they're furry faced. They're like little monkey people.
They totally murder people and chop their legs off and set them on fire.
Yeah, I can see how you could like them. They're real nice guys.
Yeah, Mardu colors.
They seem great.
See this is part of the reason why I hate standard too, because Mardu to me is not Mardu. Mardu is Dega.
Because of Dega occultists.
Yeah, like we had these guys named a long time ago, and then they were like, you know what, fuck that.
I have already resorted back to just calling those colors what they were before this
rug
crap came out.
I'm playing a rug.
Like,
I just feel like the legendaries weren't strong enough. I mean, Anafenza was okay, Siege Rhino was okay, but there wasn't any good Mardu, there wasn't any good Sultai.
Like Zergo Helm Smasher, I mean, he seems ridiculous for what he can do versus cost.
Yeah.
But he's, a 7/1? He's a 7/1.
Indestructible when he attacks.
Yeah. For a red, white, black, and a colorless.
Does he have to attack every turn?
Yeah, I think he has to attack every turn.
Like, I don't know, the best Mardu card was Crackling Doom.
Yeah.
Crackling Doom's okay. I like Mardu Charm.
Crackling Doom colors.
It's not a bad card. I just like Crackling Doom. And I like Butcher the Horde, but it's, I don't know, it's just not good.
Oh yeah, he attacks each combat. It's terrible.
Yeah.
He's got haste. Well, like a 5-drop with haste.
Yeah.
Whenever a creature dealt damage dies, put a 1/1 counter. Eh.
I mean, I don't know. He didn't see any play, so I can't really make any commentary on it.
Don't people occasionally play him as commander just because they're so limited in those colors? Like, you get this guy in Kalia.
I mean, yeah.
Alesha. You get Alesha, too.
Yeah, if you really want to play Mardu colors and you just need a Mardu commander, you can get him for 23 cents.
Go in and have him just smash up on commander damage, I guess.
Apparently, all the decks that play Zergo as a commander are Voltron decks. So they're just, they're
what are they trying to assemble?
Just get them really big and smash
the Cauldra set is a big one.
Yeah.
Because they just equip all the Cauldra stuff to him.
Okay.
And then smack somebody and generate a 4/4 legendary with all this crap attached to it. Because he's a 7/1 indestructible or 7/2 indestructible.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's fine. You can just swing him all day and just don't care.
With haste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay. So, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week, hopefully with some Pro Tour coverage.
And Paul. Hopefully Paul makes it back.
All right. So, like, quick Pro Tour specs. What do you think's going to come out of it?
All right. I'm banking on... All right. I'm probably going to sound stupid here, but I think I'm going to throw my money down on Seth Manfield winning. Possibly Seth Manfield or some random guy from Canada I feel like that might happen too, and it will probably be some form of white-based mid-range or aggro deck.
The last couple have come out of Europe. We'll see. I think mono red, just like the last two Pro Tours.
Just mono red splashing white for Avacyn because she's going to be the strongest card in the set.
Probably be fine.
I think Burn seems okay.
Yeah.
He's a bunch of Sin Prodders. Do you want to take 4 damage from me casting this Exquisite Firecraft, or do you just want to take 3 damage from the converted mana cost of Exquisite Firecraft?
Yeah.
I mean,
all right. I think that's it for us.
My prediction is Kaibuda.
Kaibuda? Yeah.
Kaibuda.
I mean,
he's just going to come back and smash everybody. It's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Or
he's going to play colorless 5-color.
That seems good.
Yeah.
He's going to play Domain in a format where there is no Domain.
Hey,
it doesn't even matter what
we've got Converge.
I do like Converge.
Sky Manta.
Like, I think it's a interesting mechanic, but I don't think it got enough support considering it was only in one set.
Yeah.
Well, that and I mean it stops at 5.
Yeah.
You know, even if it tapped for colorless, it can't get to a 6/6 or whatever.
Yeah, you can't go grab something with 6 or greater.
Yeah. So I mean, they play that Oblivion Sower, you're fucked. They play that Armada Worm, you're stuck.
Realm Razor, Master Life, Master Race,
Primeval
Master
Titan.
Everything.
Yep. All right. Well,
I'm just gonna play Savannah Lions.
With that, we're gonna leave you with Savannah Lions. Have a wonderful night.
All right. Bye.